Hey guys, so today what this video is going to be is a little vlog. So my battery's going to die, so I'll definitely be talking to you later, but I'm about to film a video. I'm not sure if this video or the one I'm about to film is going to come out first, so we'll see. I wanted to do a little vlog this weekend just because it's been very hectic. These past few weeks have been really hectic, which I'll tell you about at some point. I have been reading 3 books at one time, and they're in different formats. 2 of them are on Libby, 1 is a physical book. I basically want to finish all 3 books this weekend, and I thought that'd be kind of like a fun little vlog where I'd take you with me on my chill little weekend while I read a bunch. That's what this video is going to be. I'll check back in with you and I'll let you know kind of where I am in my books and what books I'm reading and all that fun stuff. So, ka-chow. Okay, hey guys, 1 second, let me fix you. So it is 4:22 on Saturday. So I filmed, which is great. That was like my big thing I need to get done today, so I'm really glad that's done. It took a really long time for my battery to charge, so I ended up doing a lot of things like in between. So what did I even do? I got my laundry done, so that's like drying in the living room. I cleaned my makeup brushes. I talked to my parents. I can't remember if I did that before or after. I talked to my grandma. I had lunch. So anyways, I got a lot done in between filming and when I last talked to you. So now I need to find a better place to set you down because my arm's not gonna be able to hold you. Hold on. Oh, just crotch shot, full crotch. Okay, hopefully this isn't too low. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a quick little lowdown of where I am in my reading and what I'm trying to accomplish. So this video, like I said, I'm trying to finish all 3 books that I've been reading right now because it's like almost causing me, not stress, but like stress adjacent because I have like too many things going on right now. I'm like in too many baskets. So I had 3 books that I'm in the middle of. Okay, so little spoiler alert, I actually have finished 1 already. So I have a few clips I filmed from yesterday that I will insert briefly, but I'm going to tell you really quickly the 3 books I was reading. So I was reading, there is a long name for it, hold on, but it's basically called The Shadow Docket. The Shadow Docket, How the Supreme Court Uses Stealth Rulings to Amass Power and Undermine the Republic. That's obviously kind of an aggressive title. There's a lot going on there. You are kind of crooked. There we go. The reason I was reading that is because I listened to this podcast called 5 to 4. They just talk about Supreme Court rulings, and they had the author of this book on the podcast as a guest. The whole concept of the Shadow Docket I found very interesting. It's my first book. My second book that I'm also reading right now is called 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. And that is by Stuart Turton. And the Supreme Court one I just told you about is by Stephen Vladek. So the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle I'm not obsessed with, but I'm pretty far in it. I have it on Libby, and so the Supreme Court one I just read, I listened to as an audiobook, and I also had that on Libby. Then my third book I'm reading is The Atlas Paradox, and I have like a quarter of this book left, and I've been reading it for so long because I keep getting books on Libby and accepting them when I shouldn't be. This is by Olivia Blake. I really like this book, and I've been reading it for so long because I just keep being interrupted by stuff, but I just haven't had a chance to finish any of these. And I've actually already accepted a 4th book on Libby that I accepted a while ago. I accepted it prematurely. I want these 3 books to be done so I can start reading that book by the end of this weekend, okay? So that's kind of my main goals. And so I thought, I'm sorry, I know you're shaking. I thought maybe that this would be kind of a fun little vlog where I can just check. My to-do list is longer than my hair. A lot of it is not super intense things, but I just want to maybe have this weekend where I'm getting caught up on things and I'm reading a bunch. And I thought maybe that'd be a fun little video where I could tell you about what I'm reading and what I'm doing. Yeah, so I think right now I'm actually gonna read The Atlas Paradox for a bit. The thing with this book is it's super good. It's super interesting. I really like it, but it is relatively intellectual in a sense because a lot of it is discussing the concept of time and dimensions and stuff like that, which is really interesting, but it just takes a little bit more brain power. It's not a very fast, easy read. I've also began post-it noting my spines on quotes I really like. I used to keep a list in my phone, but I recently started doing this because I kind of like being able to physically see it, and then I can just pick up the book and be like, oh yeah, here's that quote I really liked. And this is actually a lot. I feel like I've only tended to have 1 to 3, and this one I already have 6, I think. I think I'm gonna read this for a little bit and then I will check in with you. Oh, but right now I'm going to insert the clips from Friday of my reading The Shadow Docket. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. 10 minutes left. Then I finally finished my first book. I'm so excited. can tell, but it is much darker now. It's actually, I have no idea what time it is. Hey Google, what time is it? 7:20. I didn't think Google heard me. It's 7:20. I have read about 75 pages more of this. I've added like 2 more bookmarks. There's been a lot of really good lines. I don't even know how much I have left, but if you can see like this, I have like this much left. I think I will definitely finish it tonight. I think now is a good enough time as any to tell you like what has been going on in my life a little bit right now as to like why my reading habits have been so shite. I've been just traveling my ass off lately. I was home last weekend and I'm home again this weekend. The 2 weekends before that, I traveled for both of them. I went home to Wisconsin and I went home to Minnesota to go visit my family. And then I came back and then like pretty unpromptly, I decided to go visit my aunt the following weekend. So my aunt lives in Maryland. I've been in Massachusetts, Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Maryland, Delaware, and Philadelphia in like 2 weeks time. So I'm here this weekend. I'm like refusing to leave my apartment this weekend because I've been doing like too much, and I always categorize myself as an ambivert. I think that's the word. I am an ENFJ. So the E stands for extrovert. So I am technically more extroverted than introverted, but I am like right almost in the middle of extrovert and introvert. So I really like both. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining in any capacity. I've been having like truly a great time. I really have been. I will give you an update once I'm done with this. I'm having a really good time. I'm also a really big fan of duologies. I will check in with you probably once I finish this, but next time I read. So, mwah, mwah, mwah. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh my goodness gracious. So, okay, hold on here for a moment. I realize I'm coming at you with like the worst lighting, but okay, so I just finished. I just finished The Atlas Paradox. So I finished 2 books this weekend. I'm so excited. So I was wrong. It's not a duology. It's a trilogy. It's a series. I don't know how many books it's gonna be, but that ended on like a cliffhanger or whatever. So it's not over, which I am so okay with actually. I know I was saying I really like the idea of a duology, and I haven't read one or a series in forever. I love these characters and I love her writing. Like her writing is so phenomenal. It's so amazing. Like, it's so perfect for my personal taste. So I'm okay with it not being a duology and there being more books because I just really, really love reading it. I don't know if I've ever read a series as it came out before. So I'm kind of excited to do that, but I am very sad now that I'm gonna have to wait because like I had this book in hardcover because my best friend Taylor got it for me. It just came out like I think last year. So like it's gonna be a while until the next book comes out. Yeah, okay, so 2 books done. That's so exciting. So 1 book left, and that is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, which I haven't been loving, but I'm like halfway through. So it's gonna take some time, but I think I can probably finish it tomorrow and then I'll be like caught up and my goal will be accomplished. So I'm very excited. Olivia Blake, I love you and your writing. I'm dissolving into incoherence, so I'm gonna go, but I finished. Ciao Bella, I'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, it is the next day. It's almost 1, I think. So I went to bed pretty shortly after I finished reading my book last night. So I got up at 8 a.m. today, which was great because I love like having more time on the weekend. And so I like when I wake up naturally earlier. It's 1, I cleaned a bunch this morning. I did kind of like my normal Sunday shenanigans. And now my idea is, so it's like, I don't know if you can see, it's like very nice out today. I'm wearing athletic stuff because I'm thinking that there's like this little like I guess like running path, like probably 15-20 minute walk from where I live, that I'm thinking I'm gonna go to because my last book I want to read is on Libby, so I can either read it on my iPad or my phone. So I'm thinking of going to the like walking path or running path and sitting on a bench and like reading the book for a while. I checked and I'm 57% done with it, so I think it's obtainable if I read a bunch today to finish. So I'm thinking I might go sit and read in the sun because I'm also extremely pale and I really want to work on my tan, and then I can read and then I can just run right afterwards and then come home, so I can like hit like a bunch of things at once, get a bunch of things done. That is my current plan for today. Yeah. I look crazy. So hey guys, I'm back. That was really, really productive. I read on a bench for like
I actually have absolutely no idea how long, but I think I read like 5% more of the book, which doesn't sound like a lot, but this is like a pretty big book. It's like 500 pages. And then I ran like just under 2.5 miles. The sun just like absolutely took it out of me. I was also like 30 seconds from Public Indecency. I had to pee so bad at the end there, but we made it without a crime. I'm gonna chill, shower, eat, and then I'm going to read more because I still plan on finishing this book today. Okay, bye.
Okay, hey guys, so great news! I just finished my 3rd book. 3 books in 3 weekends. Three books in a weekend is crazy shit. I don't think I've ever read this much before in like such a small period of time. So I just finished it. It is 9:14 on Sunday. Once I'm done talking to you, I'm gonna watch The Idol and eat some food, and then that'll be my night, so I'm very stoked. But I just wanted to talk about my books very, very quickly. I don't know if I ever told you what any of them were about. I'm just gonna go through them all really, really quick. The first book I read was The Shadow Docket. I know I read you the title, but basically it was about the Supreme Court, and it was nonfiction, and it was about how the Supreme Court uses the Shadow Docket. Quick like rundown of how the Supreme Court works is that they take decisions that were made by like smaller, like lower courts. Sometimes those cases and those decisions can be appealed to the Supreme Court, and that's like typically called, or like definitely put on what's called the merit docket. So those are the cases that you hear the opinion, and this talks about the shadow docket. So that's when cases or like stays are brought to the Supreme Court, but it's not put on their merit docket. So they make these like really, really quick decisions without explaining why they made the decision. The shadow docket has been used for cases on the death penalty, on abortion, on same-sex marriage, just like a bunch of different things. So it was very, very interesting. I gave it 4 stars. I was like kind of in between 3 and 4 stars because there was almost too much support, where it's like I was like getting like maybe a little bored hearing so much support, but I also like totally understand that like I'm not a lawyer. I really am interested in law and like the Supreme Court and all that in general, but I'm probably not the target audience for the book. So I think probably all that support is very necessary for the people who are typically reading the books. That's why I ended up giving it 4 stars, because I also like learned so much, and it was done in a way that, considering I've never been to law school, I was like really able to understand everything. So I really liked it. That was my first book. And then I read right here, The Atlas Paradox, which you can tell by my talking about it last night, I really, really liked. I gave it 5 stars. The first book is called The Atlas Six. The general plot is that there is a secret society, and every few years they bring in new people. And so this is like based in a world where there's like magic. They're called mediums, but it's like basically the equivalent of wizards. And so 6 like people, 6 like probably 20-year-olds get chosen to be inducted into the society, but you learn like pretty early on that there's like some pretty nefarious things going on. That's like the first book, and then the second book is like kind of the fallout after their first year at the society. I really, really liked it. I love Olivia Blake's writing style. I think she's amazing, and I think her topics and the way she writes is like just very me coded. I just like love everything about it. So I really, really, really recommend the series. It's like dark academia vibes, like a little like magic-y, but even if you don't like magic, I don't think this should like fully throw you off. Yeah, I don't know. It's just very, very fun, very flirty, very smart, but in like a not a like down your throat way, I think. The book I just finished, The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I keep wanting to say Evelyn Hugo because obviously the title is very similar to The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, probably for marketing reasons, but I digress. I gave it 2 stars. I did not like it. I did not like it. It was very long and very confusing. So kind of the plot of the book, if you want to go in blind, I totally respect that. I'm not going to spoil anything, but just like if you don't want to know anything going in. Kind of what the plot of this is, the like main guy is stuck in this like loop where he keeps living the same day over and over again, kind of like Groundhog's Day. Within these like 8 days where he keeps waking up, he wakes up as a new person every day. And through like waking up as a different person every day but living the same day, he's supposed to figure out who murdered somebody. Anyways, it just ended up being like kind of convoluted. I think the idea is really, really cool, but it was like very confusing, and it wasn't even like a mystery where I like was like really like anxious to find out like what the answers were. It was just like there was so much going on, and it also like didn't treat you like you were a smart person. Like it kept repeating the same stuff. It didn't really make anything clear because it would just repeat stuff that was like very obvious. I didn't find it very interesting, and it was like very long. Thank you for spending this weekend with me. I had a really good time catching up on my reading. super happy. Yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you in my next video. I hope you're in a good point in your reading goals for the year right now, but I will see you in the next one. Peace, love, and happiness. Mwah. Goodbye.